Dear friend, in this next video, we are talking about the digestive system of Scoliodon. Digestive system of Scoliodon. Scoliodon. Digestive system of Scoliodon. But before going to study the digestive system in detail, what do you mean by digestion? What do you think? What is digestion? What is the definition of digestion? Digestion is simply conversion of complex form of food into simple form. Complex form of food into simple form. What is the need of this to convert complex form to simple form? Because simple form is very easy to absorb through the intestine, and hence this complex form is converted into simple form. Food is converted into simple form because easy for absorption through the wall of intestine. Complex form has a high molecular weight. It is a long chain structure, a huge molecule, and cannot be absorbed through the wall of intestine. So it is a need to convert it into simple, which is easy to absorb. For example, starch is converted into glucose. Starch is a polysaccharide, and if it is converted into glucose, this is what glucose is a simple form, and this starch is a complex form. Starch, carbohydrate, for example, potato, for example, wheat, for example, bajra, for example, jowar. Complex form converted into simple form, known as the digestion. And the system responsible for that is called digestive system. Now, digestive system of Scoliodon, that we have to talk about, and thereafter we will consider the different parts of the digestive system. Now, which are the parts of digestive system? Digestive system of Scoliodon consisting of a alimentary canal, a part, suppose alimentary canal, and in all animals, and the B part, that is what, digestive gland. Because just now we have considered that conversion of complex form into simple form. For example, starch is converted into glucose. By the enzyme secreted by this digestive gland known as amylase. For example, amylase is enzyme secreted by this digestive gland. It is digestive enzyme. It converts this starch into glucose. So therefore, when we talk about digestive system, it is important to know that digestive system is always associated with digestive gland, and it has an equal importance because it secretes enzyme, digestive enzyme, which are essential for conversion of such a complex form into simple form. Now, this carnivorous animal, which we call as a Scoliodon, it consists of their after that alimentary canal and the glands, digestive glands, which are associated with the alimentary canal. So we'll go for first the alimentary canal. Now I will draw the diagram of alimentary canal of Scoliodon here. Alimentary canal and its different part, we will talk about this very easily. Suppose this is the snout region of Scoliodon like this. This is what the head region of Scoliodon by this way, head region, and on the ventral side of the head region, as you know, as we have studied from ventral side, what is present? Mouth is present. This is what? A mouth. Mouth is present at ventral side. So at ventral side of this snout region, suppose this is head region and it is extended, well extended into snout region. At ventral side of the head region, the mouth is present by this way. Now this mouth region consisting of, this is first part of alimentary canal. We are talking about a part, and that is alimentary canal. Remember, alimentary canal. This is alimentary canal. Now this is first part, which is known as Mouth. Mouth is bounded by upper and lower jaw. This is lower jaw, but this is upper jaw. Therefore, it is gnathostomata. Now, this mouth has upper and lower jaw, and on both jaws, such teeth are present which are considered in external character. Teeth are backwardly directed. Mouth, what it consisting of? Mouth consisting of such teeth which are backwardly directed. Teeth are backwardly directed to prevent the escape of food material from the mouth cavity. Once the food is catched by this way, it cannot escape because teeth are backwardly directed. Now, mouth cavity also consists of, at floor, a tongue, and this tongue is non-muscular. We don't have shown in the diagram what the tongue is, but tongue of Scoliodon. Tongue of Scoliodon, non-muscular. What does it mean? Very simple. Muscles are absent, non-muscular. Non-glandular. What is it? Non-glandular. What is it? Non-glandular means glands are absent, muscles are absent. Then non-glandular, glands are absent, and non-protrusible. Non-protrusible. Protrusible. What does it mean? Protrusible means it can come out through the mouth cavity. For example, during last year in SYBSC, in last standard, you have studied the tongue of frog is protrusible, means it can come out to catch the food material. But in case of this Scoliodon, tongue is not protrusible. So these are the points that you have to remember about tongue: non-muscular, non-glandular, and non-protrusible. Then mouth leads into a cavity, and this cavity is called buccal cavity. What it is called? A buccal cavity. So this is called as buccal cavity or mouth cavity. And this mouth cavity, buccal cavity or mouth cavity, as I told you, consisting of a tongue and teeth. Now, buccal cavity leads into a next region, and that is known as pharynx. What it is? That is called as pharynx. So this is what the pharyngeal region. Buccal cavity leads into pharyngeal region by this way. And these are what? Pharyngeal region, and therefore these are called as a gill slits. These are called as gill slits. Gill slits. So buccal cavity having tongue at floor and at the roof of palate is present. It leads into next part of alimentary canal, and that part is called as pharynx. This part is called pharynx. It is common portion for both digestive as well as respiratory system, because during respiration seawater enters through mouth and come out through these gill slits. So taking or bathing those gill slits with the help of seawater so as to take the oxygen. So this is what a pharyngeal region, which is common for both in the sense for digestive as well as respiratory system. Then this pharyngeal region leads into a short esophagus. This is esophagus. Now in the esophagus, internal mucous membrane is folded into longitudinal folds. These folds are referred as, what they are called? Rugae. Remember, rugae. So these are rugae or rugae. These rugae are nothing but the longitudinal folds in the wall of esophagus. What is the reason of these longitudinal folds? What is the use of these longitudinal folds? The use of longitudinal folds is to expand the area or lumen or cavity of the esophagus. When food is swallowed, suppose this food is swallowed by this way. Suppose food is swallowed through the esophagus, the longitudinal folds expand and diameter of that esophagus increases. The diameter of the lumen of the esophagus increases and food is easily swallowed. So this is the fact that the rugae are present inside the region of esophagus. This region is called esophagus, and to this esophagus, rugae are present. esophagus. This is called as esophagus. I will label it again. So this is called as esophagus. Esophagus. This is called as esophagus. So this is the region of alimentary canal called esophagus. The first region is called mouth, second region is called buccal cavity, third region is called pharynx, fourth region is called esophagus, and inside esophagus such a type of longitudinal folds are present called rugae or longitudinal folds which expand the lumen of esophageal cavity, esophageal lumen during the time of food swallowing. Now next thing that we have to consider, this esophagus leads into next part of alimentary canal, and this next part of alimentary canal is called as a stomach. But the stomach has, the next part of alimentary canal is called stomach. But stomach has two regions. Which are those? Stomach has two regions, and those two regions are cardiac stomach. This is cardiac stomach, and the stomach which is tubular like this is called pyloric. Pyloric stomach, cardiac and pyloric. These are the two regions of the stomach, cardiac stomach and pyloric stomach. Now cardiac stomach, if we consider, which is upper portion of the stomach, is large and voluminous. In its internal wall, it consisting of gastric glands, or they are called gastric glands. What it consisting of? Stomach in its wall consisting of gastric glands. These glands secrete, what they secrete? Dilute HCl plus pepsin. Pepsin is an enzyme. So dilute HCl and pepsin secreted by gastric gland, and such a type of gland are present in the wall or inner membrane of this cardiac stomach. It is large and voluminous. What does it mean, voluminous? Voluminous means its volume is more, and as stomach is voluminous, this animal can feed on smaller or larger animals also. Now cardiac stomach leads into next part, and that is known as a pyloric stomach. What it is called? Pyloric stomach. This is called pyloric stomach. It is also the second part of the stomach called pyloric stomach. Now this pyloric stomach is tubular and has no role in digestion. Simply it carries, it carries the digestive food material towards the intestine. Now at the junction of cardiac stomach and pyloric stomach, such a pouch is present, such a sac is present, and this sac is called blind sac. What it is called? Blind sac. It is called as a blind sac. So such a type of blind sac is present at the junction of cardiac stomach and pyloric stomach. Pyloric stomach, as I told you, tubular and pass the food material towards the intestine. At the end of pyloric stomach, such a structure is present, and it is known as bursa entiana. What it is called? Bursa entiana. It is called as bursa entiana. And from bursa entiana starts such an intestine, like this intestine in this way. This is the body of the body of the Scoliodon, like this way. Body of Scoliodon in this manner. So this is called as a intestine. This is known as intestine. Like this is the intestine. So intestine is the next part, means the stomach, which is fifth part of alimentary canal, leads into a intestine, which we consider now. So intestine of Scoliodon is very short. Why it is very short? Because it is carnivorous. Scoliodon is carnivorous animal. It feeds on animal food material, and animal food material requires less time for digestion. If we consider the intestine of herbivorous animal has a larger intestine because they feed on plant food material and requires more time for digestion, because plants contain cellulose, which is very complex food material. It requires more time for absorption. It requires more time for its conversion into simple form. So intestine is longer like this. In case of Scoliodon, intestine is short. Intestine, the length of intestine is short because it is a carnivorous, strictly carnivorous animal. Now in the wall of intestine, if you take the cut section of intestine like this, in the wall of intestine in the lumen of the intestine from mid-dorsal side arise such coil like this. A coil of two and a half. There are 2.5 such coils of the membrane arising from mid-dorsally from the lumen of the intestine throughout the length. This is known as spiral wall. What it is called? Spiral wall. It is called as spiral wall. This spiral wall is present in the wall of intestine. What is the role of these membranes throughout the length of Scoliodon which arise from mid-dorsally? The length of Scoliodon, the use of this spiral wall is to increase the area of absorption and is to food material can stay inside the intestine for longer period because it acts as an obstacle. The intestine then leads into a rectum, and rectum opens by the rectum is last part of alimentary canal, and rectum opens by anus to outside or into cloaca. So this is the rectum which opens into cloaca, and at lateral sides of cloaca what are present? The fins, which we call as a pelvic fin like this. So this is known as a cloaca, and in this cloaca this rectum opens like this. So this is the rectum. Rectum has a rectal gland, but it has no role in digestion. Rectal gland. It has a rectal gland, but it has no role in digestion. Now, along with this alimentary canal, there are some glands, but during next video we will consider the digestive gland which are associated with this alimentary canal. If you have any doubt, you can ask freely to me as what are the functions of different organs in the Scoliodon. Thus we have finished only alimentary canal. Remember it very well. We will talk about the digestive glands during next video.